What an absolute awesome tweet by Derrick Gunn on Friday. Just a wonderful, wonderful
Yeah.
Friday of
Yeah, it's
Dave. We can pull up that tweet.
yeah. It's funny because yeah, so he says, I want to give a shout out to NBC Sports Philadelphia for reaching out to me about returning. Unfortunately, things didn't work out, but I wish them well this upcoming football season. Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing, regardless of what his motivation was, that's shade no matter how you put it, right? Whether
Oh
he
yeah.
intended to do that or not. He is totally shitting all over NBC Sports Photo. Right, regardless of what your intent was, that's the end product there. I mean, you could take out any job that you've been fired from or laid off
Mhm.
from or quit or whatever and just swap it into there. I'd like to thank Eyewitness News for reaching back out. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but I
I'd love
wish
to
them.
thank, yeah, I'd love to thank Comcast for reaching back out, even though they let me go during the pandemic at its height. So,
But I
just
mean, here's the thing. They laid off Gunner, 2 years ago or whatever, and he was caught up in the Serena Winters and Katie Emmer and Enrico and Maureen, thing, COVID downsizing or whatever. You and I said the other day, or like the first day that we did this or whatever, that it's like the dumbest move that anybody's ever made. So,
yeah.
but here's a serious question: like, if you're Gunner, would you give any serious consideration to going back there after they laid you off?
No, no, especially if I was making the money or comfortable enough amount of money. Like the
Yeah.
only way I would go back to like a competitor if they laid me off was if they like gave me a Godfather offer. Like there's nothing better, and I'm so happy that Gunnar got to enjoy this moment than basically telling the employer who wronged you to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I don't we don't know what the circumstances were for him. Like, if you had something and you were like a COVID layoff, right, and your employer
Mhm.
said, "Look, these are like tough times, man. We got to do this," but there was like an understanding that maybe at some point in the future, like once we get all this shit straight out, you can come back, or we'll reach out to you, and you were okay with that. Then that's different. But I don't know what the circumstances were of him leaving. I don't know if it was just, hey, we need to make cuts, or if he was making too much money, or whatever. But regardless, I would throw a blank check at Gunner anyway. Because
Yeah.
I think he's that good, and think he brought a lot of value to that. But I guess we can officially rule him out of a reunion. With NBC Sports Philadelphia. So.
Yeah, I wonder how much because he like you said, he's one of those guys where it's like he didn't deserve to be grouped in with 17 other people who got laid off. Like that was a guy who
Yeah.
dedicated himself to Philadelphia sports media, who had unprecedented access.
Now Russ has given us fake news here. He says there's been no audio video for 10 minutes. Okay. But Frank says no audio video issues here.
Well, he's
So,
in Pottstown, Rush Joy, Pottsville, wherever the hell he is. So they don't get
yeah,
internet there anyway. Well, they
no,
have a bandwidth. They have a bandwidth of 10
yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
They're allowed on the internet.
They just got
Yeah.
internet there. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, they're working out the kinks.
Yeah.
T from the 203 says there's spot for D Gun on the Eagles crossing broad post game show. No, I think he's doing in all seriousness though. He was doing the Jacob Media stuff. I
Mhm.
think he was doing like a post game show for them. So hey man, good for him. But I think the big thing still is they got NBC Sports Philadelphia now has to find people for that post game show. Because they got two bodies to replace.
Yeah,
And
with what, 2 months to go? I mean, even
mm, mm,
they probably
yeah,
want to work out the kinks in mid-August and stuff.
yeah,
It's gonna be interesting. And like
yeah,
we've always said, you never want to be the guy who follows the guy. It's not
no,
easy to follow Ray Diddy, and I would even argue it's not easy to follow Seth Joyner. I mean, I wasn't a huge
yeah.
fan, but people love Joyner.